Jenny's reported like 10 years of that kind of abuse in the last 10 years of your parents' marriage. True?
I can't speak to Jenny's experience.
Do you know
Did I witness that towards Jenny? I never witnessed that towards Jenny.
Did Jenny ever tell you, like, your dad used to verbally abuse her and your mom for 10 years?
Jenny and I have a very close relationship.
Just a yes or no, please. I need a yes or no. Agree that you paint quite a different picture of your dad before than Jenny does.
So my sister Jenny,
yes or no,
has
please.
Mental disability.
Do you observe this? He was controlling.
No.
He relentlessly tried to mold people.
All people? Specific people?
Jenny.
I would say, yes, he did try to mold Jenny.
In a negative way.
I think he would say he was trying to be a positive influence.
I asked for your impression. Did you believe that's a positive thing?
I have no opinion on that.
Jenny has a pretty strong opinion on that, doesn't she?
She does.
That it was in an awful, unhealthy way. Is that her opinion?
Are those words she used in her deposition?
Just ask.
Oh, go ahead.
I've been told not to read the deposition, so I'm just asking you to comment. Jenny believes it was an awful, unhealthy way. Do you agree?
No.
No?
Again, repeat.
He was constantly overstepping the boundaries she set. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
He would be frequently frustrated if his expectations were not met.
Agree.
He had a very strong emphasis on discipline.
With Jenny?
Sure.
Agree.
That he was domineering to Jenny and your mother.
Disagree.
Have you talked to Jenny about this trial?
She knew I was coming.
The jury should disregard the question.
Do you know if Jenny's planning to attend this trial?
To answer that? Yes, oh, she is not planning on attending.
Do you know that there was a point in time when she committed to attend this trial?
Overruled.
Are you aware?
I was not aware.
Jenny, was he domineering and emotionally and verbally abusive to her prior to the ski collision?
Disagree.
So she made that up. She's testified under oath. She made that up?
It's her experience. So
I want
you're asking
truth.
my opinion, and I think you have her experience.
Is she lying? I mean,
are you saying there's one truth?
Yeah, just
Jenny says that your father was domineering. Do you agree or disagree prior to the ski accident?
Disagree.
And if she so testifies, and we're going to read part of her transcript into the record, if she so testifies, that is not true. He was not domineering. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying he was not domineering.
So if Jenny says he was,
that is her testimony.
And you would disbelieve it?
My testimony would say he was not domineering.
Would you
her testimony is that he was.
Right. So they can both be true?
Objection argumentative.
overruled.
So depending on people's mental capabilities and disabilities, sometimes we experience events differently.
Is it possible that, for instance, your dad wasn't domineering with you, but he was with Jenny?
I think it is possible. I wasn't home.
Sure.
I was in college. every chance we got.
You were quite close to her, right?
Yes.
Tell the jury about Jenny's mental health problems.
So let me begin by just saying she's one of my favorite people. But yeah, as probably a young adult, she was diagnosed with mental disabilities. She is on disability now.
Objections. Tell me some of the things that you discussed with Jenny on the phone. And when you had meetings with her, what are some of the things you discussed with her?
Are you talking about like just our phone calls and
Yeah.
our catching? Yeah, so...
Particularly with respect to your dad.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I saw her last month. I went over to Missoula for my birthday, and we took in a film festival, a documentary film festival together. So we got to visit a little bit about this upcoming trial. She was nervous.
This sounds like you're...
Thank you, Judge. Go ahead. Offer your lay opinion, please.
Yeah, I was worried about her. I could tell that she was stressed out. She confided in me that her counselor had said,
You can't talk about what she maybe said
"Oh, okay,
to you,
all right."
but you're certainly able to talk about what you observed.
Yeah. Her cat Potts wasn't doing really great. She was worried about her cat. She was worried about taking time to get here.
And those would be communicated.
Over the years, as you've heard her talk about your dad, okay, have her complaints and observations always been accurate in your opinion?
I think her mind, she has a creative way of seeing things. She was an art major. She's very visual, struggles with verbal communication. I think of everyone in the family, I do best with almost, I don't know if I can call it translating or interpreting and drilling down to what she's trying to say. There are times, though, when, and I don't want to speak for my other sister, Shay, but I can speak for myself when I've experienced that her understanding of a situation is very different than mine.
To strike.
Like I said, she's very visual, one of my favorite people to walk with, because she'll say things like, wow, stop, look at that, look at those colors together, you know. She sketches a lot. She has a whole nother way of seeing the world that sometimes is beautiful.
That's an expert.
It's really cool when you can expand your way of understanding, right? And we're always kind of myopic. Like I see things how I see things, and you see things how you see things. So what I appreciate about Jenny is that she has another way of seeing things. And sometimes that is really difficult. Sometimes with communication, things get twisted or confused, and there's a lot of clarification that has to happen often. And
Can we put on the record?
That she had another way of perceiving things. Is that what you were saying?
yeah, I think she has a unique way of looking at the world.
That's not always true.
Your Honor.
It's not always easy. Yeah.
Just a minute.
Yeah, and I don't want anyone to think that I'm an expert on anything. What I can speak to is the fact that I have had a relationship with her for 41 years. You know, she's kind of my first baby. I was 6 when she was born. I know her to be truthful. I've never heard her lie. So if she's communicating that to you, That is her understanding of the experience. Yes,
Okay.
we have had times, though, when she has saw something that I have not seen, or I would portray it as differently than her.
Based on your knowledge of her in the past few years, okay, and your knowledge of her over the years as her sister and one who loves her, are her perceptions always accurate?
They're not.
To be a perfectly lovely, well-spoken person. Do you?
She's lovely. I would not use the words well-spoken.
Okay. She has a bachelor's degree, right?
Whoa, it's hard fought, but we got there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is the answer?
Yes, is the answer.
As your father violated boundaries she set for years, you defer to her?
No, that's beyond the scope, and he's already covered that in his...
Overruled?
I would say that's something my sister has communicated to me, is that it's something she really practices with my dad, is healthy boundaries.
And both the other sisters do too, right?
Yeah.
Set boundaries,
Yeah.
and sometimes he violates them.
I think
True.
all healthy relationships have to have boundaries. And yes, that has been, after the accident, definitely something that I struggle with my dad.
You answered some of Mr. Owen's last questions, that she's telling her truth. Define that for us, please. What does that mean?
I think human beings move through the world and we have our own understanding and experience of things. I think there's a neurodiversity that exists in this world, and there are different ways of understanding and experience. Like I said, I don't know Jenny to be untruthful. I think she sees the world in a curious, different way.